It's about another concept that we brought in the guide that is named perception of value. Because all the time we talk about the idea that PMOs should generate value. But the first point is, what does value mean to you? Yeah, that's an interesting concept that we also included in the guide, that is the concept of perception of value. So value is something that every PMO is looking for. We talk about PMO value all the time. But the first question is, what does value mean to you, to your customers, to your company? It will be different from time to time, right? So, for example, some companies maybe will be interested, or some customers, in the ROI. It's like the logical response. But we know that in other situations, like a government, they want to be reelected.
Right? Or even if you talk about NGOs, I did some work a long time ago for UNIDO. They have different, they focus more on the SDGs, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So it's more than the numbers, you know? So this is the first point. And we need to have this value that we are delivering, recognize it. It's not only about showing the numbers. Our customers should say, hey, yes, I see that. What I'm saying is, if you ask your executive, for example, do you believe that our PMO is valuable for you? Maybe he or she will say, yes, I believe on that. And you will ask, okay, but why? Maybe they will say, I don't know why. I cannot explain, but I feel that, you know. I don't want to leave without you, you know. So that's what we are looking for. And the point is, this perception of value is something that is strongly impacted by the maturity of your customers, right? And that's when the example came. Imagine that we have two people here, an adult and a three-year-old child. And I have two options for them as a gift. The first option is a real Ferrari. The car, the keys are here. They can take it. The other one is a Ferrari, but it's a remote control toy, right? So if I ask the adult, probably the adult will say, okay, I want a real Ferrari, right? He can see the value of a real Ferrari. If I ask the child, it's very possible that the child says, I want the toy, right? And even if you say, but come on, the real Ferrari is much more valuable, he will say, no, but I want the toy. That's what I want. That's what make me happy.
Wonderful metaphor.
You know, we know that the Ferrari is much more valuable, but they can't see that yet, you know? And this is the point, because it's not about pushing the value that we believe that exists. It's how can we nurture this customer to make them see by themselves.
What I love about this metaphor is I don't think we need, one of the things that annoys me about maturity models is this concept of I'm better, you're worse. And I think that's the inappropriate way to look at it. Because quite honestly, the child is not better or worse than an adult. And for any of you who ever dreamed about having a Ferrari is not that much fun. Not that I've had one, but I have friends. So for some people, it's the right car.
Sometimes they don't need that. It's too much. Them
joy. Other people would say the insurance, the contracts I have with Ferrari, I can't sell it. There's all sorts of stipulations that I have. I can't change the paint color.
Absolutely.
And that kind of stuff. So because quite honestly, I think most people, most companies would probably be happy, as you said beforehand, also with an economy car because it suits their needs. And quite honestly, if your company, and it's beautiful being a 3-year-old, so embrace it. If you're a company, and that's not a judgment of saying you're immature. If your company is at a stage where it's more like the 3-year-old child, and you have joy, expressive joy in driving the remote control Ferrari, God bless you.
Yeah, it's about the optimal level of maturity, and it can change over time. So today, the best option is economy car. It's better than walk on foot, you know. And there is something important that is, when we talk about children, right? Let's imagine, for example, our executives, the C-level. We suppose that they are adults in our topics, right? But many times it's not true. They are children. They are great in the business.
They're adults in their topics.
Exactly, but not in our topic.
Yeah.
But they will never tell us that. They will never say, "Oh, I don't know what you are talking about." No. So we have to understand what is behind the behaviors. You know what I'm saying? And respect that, because it's something that you can of course you can manage, but it's not pushing what you believe that should be done.